Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this round shoulder bag. So this is my fabric, and my fabric had these round circles. So I just chose to go with the pattern that was on the fabric, and then I just cut around those circles, and I just made sure to leave a little bit of seam allowance on the edges of the pattern. So I cut 2 of these round circles. I also cut 2 pieces where I was going to attach the zip, and another piece for the bottom. And then this is the rope that I used for piping. I made my own piping, and then I just measured the circumference like that, and then I cut. And I cut 2 of these ropes because I was going to put the piping on both sides. Then I cut about an inch wide piece of fabric, and then I started encasing the rope, and I just did a basic tacking stitch just to hold the rope in place. So there are both my 2 piping pieces done. Then now I went back to my fabric pieces, and then I cut interfacing for both of them. This is like hard interfacing. Sometimes there's a thinner interfacing and a medium one. This is like the hardest interfacing that I could find, and it's the one that I used. Then I just cut using my fabric pieces. Then I went on to iron that interfacing onto all my African print pieces. So after ironing, I now took my zip. And then I took my 2 little rectangular pieces, and then I attached the zip just like as you can see there. And I always use a zipper foot for this, by the way. I changed the normal regular foot that comes on the machine, and I use a zipper foot. So there I've attached my zipper, then I just trimmed the excess zipper. And after that, I now take my round piece and the piece with the zip, and then I start to assemble all the pieces together, making sure that I'm sandwiching the piping between the layers. And I always try to make sure that the piping is included when you join the pieces. Then at first I just put pins, then I also attach the bottom piece, and then after that I go over with the tacking stitch and I just tack everything and make sure everything is included before I go on to sew on the sewing machine. And I also use a zipper foot for this part. So after attaching the back piece, then I also attached the front. Actually the bag had no front or back. Then I also attached the other round circle onto the other side, just doing the same thing that I did on the other side. After that, I now go on and I sew this on the sewing machine. And this can be quite challenging because the interfacing is very thick and you're also sewing through about 4 layers of fabric plus 2 more layers of interfacing. So you have to be like really patient with your machine. Then after sewing, I now made these little notches on both sides of the bag. So before I turned the bag inside out, I had to attach the inside lining of the bag, and then I took those 2 rectangular pieces. This is half the circumference of the bag plus 2 inches. So these pieces are exactly the same size as the African print pieces. As you can see, they have the 2 round fabrics and then the 2 other ones which I will attach at the zip and the bottom part. Then I just assembled everything first with pins, and then later I did a tacking stitch. So there I basically finished tacking the whole thing, and then I went on and I sewed this on the sewing machine. Now after sewing, then I removed that tacking stitch. Then after removing it, now you open the zip. If you don't open the zip, you'll not be able to turn the bag inside out. So I opened the zip up, and then I took my lining and I put it over the bag. Then I just put pins along the zip because that is where I'm going to hem it down. So then you now go ahead and do a nice hemming line stitch. I prefer to do this kind of stitch because it hides very well. Then you now go ahead and turn your bag inside out, and don't forget to put the loops for the bag on the sides. I forgot to show you this part, but you also need to put loops for the bag. So there is our bag almost complete. And then next, this is just how I made the belt, and then I attached the belt. So this is the finished product. This is the finished bag, all done. If you made it through to the end, thank you so much for sticking around and watching this DIY. And I have more bag DIYs and I'm going to put them in at the end of this video, so if you haven't seen them, also do check them out. I'm also going to put some more links in the description box and in the comments section so that you guys can check out other bags that I've done in the past before. So thank you so much for sticking around. Bye.